Henry Cavill is eyeing the role of Geralt in Netflix's upcoming adaptation of The Witcher. At a recent press junket for Mission Impossible Fallout, Cavill told IGN he'd just finished replaying The Witcher 3: The Wild Hunt. When asked if he'd be interested in playing Geralt, he said it would be an amazing role. Cavill is also a big fan of the book series, which inspired the games and the subsequent Netflix show. The Witcher series was announced in May of last year with showrunner Lauren S. Hissrich of The West Wing, Daredevil, and Defenders on board. Writers from Jessica Jones and Amazon's The Tick are also involved. No casting decisions have been made yet, but the show is expected to be released sometime in 2020. In the meantime, if you haven't played The Witcher 3, you should probably get on that because it is spectacular. And if you have played it, play it again. And also be sure to check out that Blood and Wine expansion because you fight the 3 little pigs and it's awesome. Speaking of massive, sprawling fantasy adventures, we finally know where Breath of the Wild fits into the Legend of Zelda timeline, if you are the kind of person who actually puts any stock into that sort of thing. Nintendo's Japanese website has an updated version of the Hyrule timeline. Breath of the Wild is now right at the end, but separate from the other 3 timelines. Breath of the Wild director Hidemaru Fujibayashi says it's up to the player's imagination which timeline this game completes. He calls this subtle reworking of Hyrule's history a new translation, saying it doesn't strictly change anything, but brings new information and truth to light. If that timeline sounds like too much trouble to figure out, you should try my personal timeline, which is that all the Zelda games are different fairy tales that incorporate similar themes, and they're all phenomenal games, and the order in which they take place has no actual bearing on the timeless experiences that they bring. Just play the Zelda games, they're great. I don't think the timeline really matters that much. Anyway, in news that should surprise no one, a live-action Star Wars TV show will cost a lot of money to produce. The upcoming Jon Favreau Star Wars series is expected to cost roughly $100 million for 10 episodes. Any of you math whizzes in the audience might notice that's $10 million per episode, which is about what the average episode of Game of Thrones used to cost, though the final season will be up to $15 million per episode. Anyway, this new live-action foray into the galaxy far, far away is quickly becoming a major selling point for Disney's upcoming streaming service. Disney is currently trying to buy back the rights to the Star Wars films from Turner Broadcasting and is letting a licensing deal with Netflix expire. All signs point to a major focus on their new streaming service, which still has no name, but is set to launch in late 2019. That is your daily fix for August 6th. Now that you're all caught up, check out our review of Dead Cells for Nintendo Switch. It is challenging, dynamic, and just another great game to play on that adorable little platform. That is your daily fix. Remember, you can always get your fix online at IGN, download the app, yada, yada, yada. We say this every episode. You'll figure it out. I love you. See ya.